I'm here to welcome you to the 2019 North American Cannabis Summit, presented by Advocates for Human Potential in partnership with the California Department of Public Health, the Canadian Center on Substance Abuse and Addiction, the Tobacco-Related Disease Research Program, and the UCLA Integrated Substance Abuse Programs. So what we're looking at here is objectivity, neutrality, inclusion and representation, earnest, productive discussion, and an open-minded exchange of ideas and perspectives based on the belief that good policy stands on good science. No political posturing, no profit motive. And I'm going to be frank, this is an extremely ambitious conference. There's no other event like this, but it's exactly the one that we need. The conversation among real stakeholders is turning from this long-running debate over whether to legalize cannabis to a more nuanced conversation about how we legalize cannabis. We're talking about who will profit, how will businesses be regulated, where will they be located, how do we maximize opportunity for disenfranchised communities while also minimizing harm. And yes, both those goals concern equity. What does science tell us about the drug and the products derived from it? About the impacts of legalization, about consumer behavior, about which prevention messages really connect, and which ones just sound like the DARE officer who put me to sleep in 5th grade. How are medical professionals being educated, or not, about cannabis? What is the appropriate role of federal, state, and local governments? The conversations I just described are actually some of the same conversations that my publication, the Boston Globe, has been trying to uplift with our new marijuana section. And so just as many of you are doing in your own fields, we're trying to change and improve how the press covers cannabis. And in doing so, we've been very intentional about reaching out to communities whose voices were, for a really long time, excluded from this conversation. People who were talked about, not listened to. Now, this is not activism masquerading as journalism. This is about giving voice to the voiceless and applying long overdue skepticism to officialdom, both of which, in my opinion, are core responsibilities of good ethical journalism. I would call on all of us in this space to broaden our perspectives, to engage with new communities, to get out of our silos, and to be brave enough to ask, what effect is my work having? How is it changing the narrative? Because narratives shape policy, and policy shapes lives.